Hello, and welcome back, everybody. I have my hood up because my hair is drying, and that's just how it is. So, nice to have you. Um, Job was falling down a deep, dark well of sadness, and I think he's lashing out now quite a bit. Um, yeah, we're definitely getting the deep, dark truth of what Job really thinks. Which, like, good. Get it out there, buddy. It's it's good to get it in, you know? And out. It's better to get it out, as I always say. Or Shrek said. Better out than in, I always say. So, you know? No better way to lead off an episode than by the great words of Shrek. So, let's let's jump right into it. With Eliphaz accuses Job of wickedness. He's transgressed thus far. Sorry. But Eliphaz, once again, laying it down with the hot beats of righteous truth. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man be profitable to God? Of course he can be profitable to God if he gives his life to God, right? And he chooses to do that. Though he who is wise may be profitable to himself, you could be profitable to yourself if it was also not like interfering with God, I guess. I mean, right? What about the men who are multiplying talents in the New Testament, right? Jesus talks of, I think in like Matthew or Mark, multiplying talents. He gave one guy, or he gave them all like one talent. One guy turned it into 10, one guy turned it into 5, and one guy buried it. He buried it. He literally could have, and I said this in the episode, but like he literally could have given it to a bank, and the interest on that would have earned more than just burying it. So like, I don't know, right? That's a dog with a bone kind of thing. That's you can't teach that. That's a kind of special. Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that you are righteous? You would think, right? You would think. Or is it a gain to him that you make your ways blameless? Also, right? You would think. Yeah. Is it because of your fear of him that he corrects you and enters into judgment with you? That doesn't make sense, really. Is it because of your fear of him that he corrects you? No. I think it's his love for us that would make him correct us. And then, right, because Eliphaz, I think, is setting up a little bit of a false premise here, right? To show that Job maybe not is not looking at this right from the right perspective. And maybe something is amiss or askew, with the way that he's looking at it. And he needs to reframe and come back and look at it differently. Is not your wickedness great, and your iniquity without end? He said, You stepped off the deep end, bro. You did it. You did it, dude. You're walking the plank. For you have taken pledges from your brother for no reason, and stripped the naked of their clothing. You have not given the weary water to drink. He said he was mean. Oh no. And you have withheld bread from the hungry. He's being the mean servant. Right? Jesus also talks about that. But the servant who receives mercy from his master and then proceeds to treat his underling badly for anything, right? He's not showing what he was received. And so, wicked. is wicked behavior, you know? But the mighty man possessed the land, and the honorable man dwelt in it. You have sent widows away empty, and the strength of the fatherless was crushed. Therefore snares are all around you, and sudden fear troubles you, or darkness so that you cannot see, and an abundance of water covers you. Is it not is not God in the height of heaven, and sees the highest stars how lofty they are? And you say, what does God know? Right, you don't even know, dude. I think you're losing context, right? He's saying, Job, you have lost your place in this world, bro. Brother man, you ain't feeling it no more, you know? You're not in resonance with the universe. you're you're fading out, my dude. Can he judge through the deep darkness of your thoughts, Job? Of course he can. Thick clouds cover him, so that he cannot see. Impossible. And he walks above the circle of heaven. Yeah, he does. Will you keep to the old way, which wicked men have trod? Ooh, will you, Job? Will you? I have faith in you, dude. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this story doesn't end like I think it did. You know? Who knows? Who were cut down before their time? Oh, the wicked men were cut down before their time, whose foundations were swept away by the flood. Ooh, that goes back to Noah's Ark. They said to God, depart from us. What can the Almighty do to them? Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh at them. Surely our adversaries are cut down, and the fire consumes their remnant. Now acquaint yourself with him and be at peace, thereby good will come to you. Receive, please, instruction from his mouth, and lay up his word in your heart. If you return to the Almighty, you will be built up. You will remove iniquity far from your tents. Then you will lay your gold in the dust, and the gold of Ophir among the stones of the brooks. Yes, the Almighty will be your gold, and your precious silver. For then you will have your delight in the Almighty, and lift up your face to God. You will make your prayer to him, he will hear you, and you will pay your vows. You will also declare a thing, and it will be established for you, so light will shine on your ways. When they cast you down, and you say exaltation will come, then he will save the humble person. He will even deliver one who is not innocent, yet he will be delivered by the purity of your hands. And maybe that's it, dude. The sentiment at the end of the day. Just be remorseful. Be humble. Like, even if you're right, be wrong for a moment. Be able to humble yourself. Like, I know lying is bad, but, like, just lie and be wrong. It's okay. Right? If it works out in the end. I mean, look, I know this is a weird gray area here, but listen, I swear, this works out. Jesus would maybe condone this. But, like, they don't necessarily tell people to lie, but when they go tell people to get, like, the colt, right, so he can go ride into Jerusalem, and he's like, they basically steal a colt, by the way, you know, and nobody really talks about that, but whatever, you know, teach his own, God's plan, right? The great words of, the words of Drake, but no offense. Whenever you watch this, Drake. It'll be good to talk to you, you know? Okay. Job proclaims God's righteous judgments. I don't know. Do you think it's gonna get better? Do you think it's gonna get better? Leave a comment in the comment section to let me know and to let everybody else know if you thought Job is gonna get better or worse. I think we're headed straight for disaster. But I have faith. I have it. Don't think that I don't. But this book was written way before I was born. So then Job answered and said, "Even today my complaint is bitter." Job, you motherfucker, dude. Job, what are you doing, dude? Oh my goodness. He said, "Another day, another complaint. My hand is listless because of my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come to his seat. I would present my case before him and fill my mouth with arguments." What's the opposite of ruminating? You know, I feel like ruminating has a positive connotation to it that would make you think that like you're thinking about something that you would enjoy thinking about. Maybe that's more of like a nightmare, right? This is just Job's nightmare of just he's running through everything that he would say to him. And look, I've been there. It's a weird place to be, you know? And funny enough, right? Who knows? He probably never got to say him. Because by the time that he got up to heaven, it didn't matter. Ain't that something? I would know the words which he would answer me. You have no idea, Job. That's crazy. That's something I would say, but that's still insane, dude. And understand what he would say to me. You wouldn't understand anything, dude. He'd be talking in patterns to you. You'd be blind. Would he contend with me in his great power? No, but he would take note of me. He said I would give him a piece of my mind, dude. I would give him these 2 cents. He wouldn't know what to do with himself afterwards. He'd have to pick his jaw up off the floor of the ocean as it fell from heaven. After I was done with him, they're not gonna know what hit him. I'm gonna be the 3rd person to ever go to heaven and come back alive and not die. Wow, Job, that is something right there. And there the upright could reason with him, and I would be delivered forever from my judge. Look, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. When he works on the left hand, I cannot behold him. When he turns to the right hand, I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take. Take that plank out of your eye, dude. That's why you're blind and you can't see him. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Ooh, oh yeah, I don't know. My foot has held fast to his steps. I have kept his ways and not turned aside. I have not departed from the commandment of his lips. I don't know, buddy. I mean, you're at least looking over. And for you to not kind of acknowledge it at this point is a little bit, I don't know. Maybe you've lost touch with reality like quite a little bit. But especially after what Eliphaz just told you. I don't know, man. You gotta dude, be Peter here in the rooster crow, you know? Eliphaz is crowing at you. I have not departed from the commandment of the Lord. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. Again, but I don't. Maybe? Close. Maybe I'm giving you. Maybe I'm pushing you up. Who knows? But he is unique, and who can make him change? And whatever his soul desires, that he does. For he performs what is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore I am terrified at his presence. When I consider this, I am afraid of him, for God makes my heart weak, and the Almighty terrifies me. Because I was not cut off from the presence of darkness, and he did not hide deep darkness from my face. That's true. He didn't hide it from you. And maybe that is a good thing, Job. Maybe that is a good thing. That God did show you, right? He showed you the best of life. He said, let me give you all these kids and these grandkids and all these livestock and land and laughing memories and good times and full stock houses and vineyards. No, servants, right? And he was complaining about. I was questioning whether he was paying his servants or not earlier. I mean, but everything was good, right? He was blessed. And then, right, loses everything but his wife. So, I mean, to go from that to that, also, sorry, wife. You know, I'd at least find some solace in that. If I did, right? If you're happily married, you know. But she seems to get no love in this. So, but who knows? I don't know. That's far too late in the episode for this. Okay. Yeah, Job, are you okay? I don't think you're alright. You need a beer, buddy. That's what you need. And go fishing. Start fucking, right? Get your family ready. I don't know. That's your next step to go. Start getting your land back. You know, do that. Let your friends know. I don't know, man. You know, this is a righteous path forward. And tally ho. Sorry, I apologize for the crude language sometimes, but I think it does serve a purpose. And words are very important, but at the same time, they can't be, right? So, right, it's hard to know, like, sometimes you just kind of gotta go with it. I am trying, though, to swear less. Sometimes it sounds better, too, you know? But maybe that's just in my head. And I don't think the best thing sometimes. So, you know, trying to get better. So, let's be more positive than Job. And let's pray for protection and giving us another opportunity to learn and grow as human beings. And through the next seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. For knowledge, protection, courage. And walking the steps forward in your path every single day, dude. Alright. Find some peace. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good, peaceful